They are attacking us right now.
UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Oman, and Kuwait and Bahrain.
They are the hosts of the Americans in a sense that they are
Yes.
attacking us from that territory.
They
Even
do.
they try to deny it.
They
This
do.
is they just try to buy their security through the American means.
Exactly.
They thought that it would help them.
Let's converse.
My shoes sound like this is basketball court.
You cannot repeat that again. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I just looked like a 5-year-old kid right now.
Why?
Okay, so
A
what are we going to
5-year-old
talk
kid
about today?
Whose job is to cash checks from people?
Life is hard, man, difficult, tough.
Yeah. So apparently there is not half a day that we can go through without receiving some news about some places in some Arab countries get attacked, get hit.
By who?
By who? That's the question. Yeah, by us, by Iranians. Not
Iranians.
us here. No, we don't have anything to do with that.
We don't attack anyone.
We do, but with words, you know. It's verbal abuse, and the rhetoric from the Arab governments against Iran is getting more and more harsh, more and more hostile. And if you try to look at the situation like from 5 days ago or 10 days ago, you'll be like, why is Iran doing this to its neighbors?
Yes.
It's just
Not
it's
now.
not good.
Since the start of the war in February 28th. Okay, so basically what happened was that American and Israelis, let's just put aside the Israelis right now. Americans decided to attack Iran, and they invaded Iran from their bases in the Arab countries. And then we tried to retaliate by attacking their territory.
It's even deeper than that. I was just trying to
Yes, we're going to talk about it, but
I was just trying
think
to shape the question that if you're looking at the news from like 5 days ago, it would be a question for you that Iran is not behaving well towards its neighbors. So what? Americans are attacking Iran from their own bases in those countries. What do you expect from like the Kuwaiti government? Can they stop like Americans?
Even
No, they
even
can't.
some of them they flinched the question basically, and they basically denied the very fact that they are the hosts of the Americans in a sense that they are attacking us from that territory. They try to deny it. This is ridiculous right now.
They do, and that's ridiculous.
That's it.
But I'm just saying that the problem is even deeper than that.
I understand it.
Okay.
I'm just trying to
Don't
contribute to your explanation. Good.
So the problem basically started in the 80s, not in the February of like 2025. 26. Oh my God, dude, 26.
You reminded me of that very, very famous footage from Putin, Vladimir Putin, when he's asked by Tucker Carlson that, what is it? He asks about the war between, the Russians and the Ukrainians, and he just goes back to history and just...
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm just, no. It's just facts about what is happening right now. In the early 80s, these countries, we are specifically talking about UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Oman, and Kuwait and Bahrain.
Yeah.
These countries, aka GCC, Gulf Cooperation Council.
AKA PGCC, Persian Gulf.
Okay.
This is in Iranian mentality.
Yeah. So they went to the Americans and said that, please bring your armed forces here to our countries.
Yeah.
And they started building for them military bases in their own countries. And they funded those bases with their own money.
They paid for it.
They paid for it. And when we're talking about them, we're not talking about their people, because there's just two whole different stories. Because in those countries, people don't have any say in anything.
No.
They have no say in like who is governing, how should the government behave, how should the foreign policy of the country be.
Yeah. Basically, what you have as governors are just some family. They call it family dictatorships, but it's kind of family oligarchs.
Yeah.
Who actually rule the country. And that's it.
Exactly.
They were, I think when you go back to history, there is no popular fan base for them. They just came into power.
Yeah. And that is exactly the reason that the Israelis and even the Americans, most of the time, except for a short period of time in like the Obama years, they are really afraid of democracy in Arab world.
Of course.
They have an enemy called the Arab Street. They call it the Arab Street, meaning the societies, Arab societies. They know that the Arab societies, they don't agree with their rulers in the fact that we need to be cooperating with the Israelis, we need to be cooperating with the Americans, that we need to give Americans all these capacities, accesses. And they try their best to prevent any democracy to grow in the Middle East, and especially in, oh my God, and especially in like these Gulf countries. In the 80s, they invited Americans in and said that, come here, camp here, and like start your heavy military presence in the region. And they basically made this thing that is called CENTCOM now. U.S. Central Command, U.S. Military Central Command, meaning in the Middle East. And what was the reason?
There is a term in I think they call it, to translate it into English, they actually call it the purchasing your security.
Exactly.
They just try to buy their security through the American means. They thought that it would help them. And basically, of course, the presence of Americans, it was not just in order to prevent any attack to their country from other countries, especially Iran in the moment. I think one of the most important reasons behind the presence of Americans in those countries, I mean, I'm talking from these Arab states vision right now. They thought that in order to be able to control their society, they needed power. And maybe the presence of Americans were kind of necessary for them to just hold power in that Middle East-ish kind of environment.
But if you want to just be an oppressor against your people, do you need like F-16s?
I'm not just trying to confine the whole situation into one. There are different factors. There are different factors, definitely. But I think one of them.
And even if you're talking about the self-defense, they wanted their countries to be safe from threats from like outside. Who were they afraid of?
It was Iran.
It was Iran.
Of course,
not
it
Saddam
was
Hussein.
The Islamic revolution that happened in
not
Iran
Saddam
and the
Hussein.
Islamic, the revolutionary government in Iran.
Exactly, not Iraq. The Saddam's Iraq.
Of course.
Contrary to what some Western people might think, that they were afraid of Saddam because he was a lunatic. No, he was a lunatic, but they were not afraid of him. At the same time, at that very moment, they were funding him in his war against Iran.
Exactly.
He was their ally. He was the gatekeeper of the Arab world, as they call them.
Their worst nightmare was they thought that maybe even for 1% of chance, the ideology of Iran's revolution would be exported to their societies. So that was why.
Basically, from the 80s, they invited Americans. And their bases, some of these bases are just built for attacking other countries. They're not defensive bases. Like, I'm no military expert, but I listen to a lot of them. If you just look at Al-Dhafra Air Base in the UAE, I think it's in their like Ras Al Khaimah Emirate. I'm not sure, but it is built for attacking Iran. It has no other use. This capacity have been there from the 80s to threaten Iran, to view Iran as a threat.
Before the first Gulf War and just all the developments that happened after that.
During these decades of history, Iran has proposed some initiatives for peace in the region, basically for dealing with those like scary thoughts that those Arab leaders had.
They were paranoid.
The insecurities.
They were really paranoid. It's interesting that compared to their vision of the future in that moment, Iran didn't really intervene in their affairs, basically. I mean, especially in the GCC countries. Okay, you can talk about Iraq, you can talk about Syria at that moment, but the GCC countries, I think Iran didn't. No, in the sense that people talk about it. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's right or it's not. It's just false or true. No, I'm not judging it right now. But I think even for GCC countries, you cannot even claim that Iran did try to, for example, just capture this country in the way that they try to profess. It didn't happen really.
There is no evidence, real evidence for that. That Iran was thinking about an invasion or even like to prop up revolutions in their lands. Like
Exactly.
if you Shia clerics went there and they started talking about Islam and Shia Islam and what did Imam Khomeini think about this? How did he
even
saw
though
Islam?
even though that Iranian officials, of course, the Iranians were absolutely aware of this very fact that the GCC countries are doing their best to just help the Americans to kind of building all this empire in the region against them. But they just waited and waited and they showed restraint and just patience and patience until this war that we're going to talk about it.
Exactly. This build up had been there for many years. So you cannot just say that, oh, what do you expect from the Kuwaiti government to do? Yeah, they cannot do anything against the Americans. Dude, they invited them in.
They fit them.
Yeah.
They gave them everything.
Exactly. And you know what's funny? That at the end, the threat that like got to them was Saddam Hussein, not Iran. And Iran
and even the threat from Iranian side, nothing basically helps them. Nothing actually helps them, and Iran attacked them, attacked their territory.
Even now that Iran has been engaged in a war with the Americans and the Israelis, which they are attacking Iran from those bases in these countries around Iran. Up until this moment, while Iran's infrastructure, civil infrastructure, not the military ones, were under severe attacks, like 70% of the capacity of like steel production in Iran, which is a big deal. Like hundreds of thousands of people are employed because of
one
that
of the most
industry.
important exports.
Exactly.
In the export industry of Iran.
Yeah. After like oil and petrochemicals, it's steel. It was destroyed by those attacks, and Iran did not lay a finger on civilian infrastructures of these countries. It did not. And now, after all these times, and after that Iran tried to be like restrained and engaged in diplomacy and stuff like that, once again,
they attacked us.
And once again, those countries, especially the UAE, Bahrain, and Kuwait, they are engaged in this war.
And here I really insist to say that, okay, they are attacking us right now. I'm talking about GCC countries right now, that they are not only partners to the American and Israelis, they're actually, not only they have been funding all this war against us, right now they are, even in some cases, you know it, that militarily they are actively attacking us.
Yeah.
So what do you expect from any, not just any sovereign nation, from any reasonable brain? Okay, what are you going to do with someone that is attacking you? I mean, the time that we denied the fact that we are attacking Iran, I think it has passed. Right now, Iran is being attacked by these countries. It's not just about the Americans. Of course, America is the guy. They basically don't have a say. I understand it, but you have to show some. At least show some kind of courage, or I don't know, any willingness to stop this.
Or dignity.
Like
basic dignity.
You're not only you're an Arab, you claim to be a Muslim. Arabs, I know that in their in their kind of historical memory, they always have this kind of sense of pride and dignity. Okay, where is it now?
Yeah.
We used to talk about Gaza, and we just say that, okay, where are you? What are you doing? And now we should say that, okay, basically your region right now, you are just collaborating literally with the Israelis, literally. And you are doing not only nothing, but you just keep continuing. And you think that, okay, probably the Iranian regime is going to be collapsed like in the upcoming month. This is what they thought.
Yeah.
And it's not going to happen. And that is why I think compared to just maybe years ago, even months ago, we have to insist on their roles in all the war and catastrophe that we're actually going through it.
Yeah, I was just talking about this song by Julia Petros. She said that, Wayne, Shab al-Arabi Wayne, Ghadab al-Arabi Wayne.
Your Arabic pronunciation have gone better. Yeah. Wayne.
Yeah, I
Shab
didn't want to
al-Arabi wing. That's
yeah,
it.
I
Yeah,
didn't
I
want
was
to
just
go
thinking about it. Yeah.
into like singing because that wouldn't end well.
Even where is Julia Petros?
She's out there. She has said some nice things, but
I just love it how we just destroyed the topic and just talk
yeah,
about it. Yeah.
no problem. This is the Oriental Homies. This is how it works.